way to create and sell kids' educational products without spending hours designing workbooks from scratch. Today, we're taking a close look at Bright Minds Kids Vault, a collection of 109 kids' workbooks and activity books with PLR rights. But is it actually worth buying? In this review, I'll show you what you get, what's good about it, the important limitations you should know about, and whether I think it's worth the price. So, let's get started. What is Bright Minds Kids Vault? Bright Minds Kids Vault is a library of 109 pre-made children's workbooks and activity books. The products are designed around multiple educational topics, including STEM, science, life skills, creativity, communication, puzzles, and more. The big selling point is the PLR license. That means, according to the sales information, you can rebrand, edit, customize, and resell the content as your own products. So instead of starting with a completely blank Canva page, you already have a large library of content to work with. What do you get? The vault includes 109 workbooks organized into 9 different categories. Let's quickly look at them. Number 1, STEM and coding. You get activities related to coding logic, engineering challenges, inventions, and problem solving. Number 2, science and nature. This includes topics such as dinosaurs, volcanoes, earth science, oceans, wildlife, and nature. Number 3, social and emotional learning. You'll find the activities focused on mindfulness, growth mindset, gratitude, resilience, and emotional development. Number 4, life skills. This category covers practical topics like money, decision-making, daily routines, and entrepreneurship for kids. Number 5, learning and study. There are activities focused on concentration, memory, note-taking, study skills, and learning strategies. Number 6, creativity and arts. This includes storytelling, music, filmmaking, character design, and other creative activities. Number 7, communication. You get resources related to vocabulary, active listening, communication, and nonverbal communication. Number 8, puzzles and fun. This section focuses on puzzles, detective-style activities, math challenges, mazes, and logic games. Number 9, special needs support. This category includes visual support materials and communication resources designed for children with additional learning and communication needs. That's actually one of the more interesting categories because it's a niche that isn't always included in general kids' PLR bundles. How can you use these products? This is where the PLR rights can become useful. For example, you could potentially use the workbooks as the starting point for Etsy digital products, Gumroad downloads, Teachers Pay Teachers resources, Amazon KDP paperback books, homeschool resources, parenting or education websites, or even free lead magnets for building an email list. But there's something important you need to remember. Don't simply upload the files exactly as they are and expect huge results. Other customers may have access to the same PLR content, so customization is extremely important. How I would use it. If I bought Bright Minds Kids Vault, I wouldn't immediately upload all 109 products. Instead, I would start with around 10 to 15 of the most relevant workbooks. Then I would rebrand the covers, change the colors and fonts, add my own branding, improve or customize the content where appropriate, and create bundles around specific themes. For example, Back to School Activity Bundle, Rainy Day Kids Activity Pack, STEM Learning Bundle, Summer Learning Workbook Bundle. This gives the products a more unique identity instead of looking like generic PLR. The biggest advantage. For me, one of the biggest advantages is time savings. Creating 109 workbooks from scratch would take a huge amount of time. With a ready-made library, you have a starting point immediately, and because there are multiple categories, you can test different niches without creating everything yourself. You might discover that STEM products sell better for your audience, or maybe puzzles, or perhaps homeschool resources. You can test first and then spend more time improving the categories that actually get results. The biggest disadvantage. Now let's talk about the downside. These are PLR products, so they're not exclusive. Other buyers can potentially have the same files. That means if you simply upload the original products without making meaningful changes, your listings may look very similar to other sellers. So the real value isn't necessarily in having unique content. The value is having a ready-made starting point that you can turn into your own branded products. Another thing to watch. There's also an upsell funnel at checkout. You may see an order bump and additional offers after purchasing the main product. Some of those offers may be related to kids' content, while others can be unrelated PLR products from other niches. My advice is simple. Don't buy an upsell just because it's presented to you. Only purchase it if you genuinely need what it offers. The core product should be evaluated on its own. What about the price? The sales information currently promotes the front-end offer at around $5 as a one-time payment. The sales page also shows a much higher regular or perceived value. However, I would not use the vendor's values tag numbers as proof that the product is actually worth thousands of dollars. That's marketing language. Instead, ask yourself a much simpler question. Would having 109 ready-made kids' workbooks save me enough time to justify the purchase price at a low one-time entry price? That's the more useful way to evaluate it. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee stated on the sales page, which gives buyers an opportunity to check the product before deciding whether to keep it. WHO is IT for. I think Bright Minds Kids Vault could make sense for people who are already interested in the kids' education and printable market. For example, Etsy sellers, digital product creators, KDP publishers, teachers and tutors, homeschool content creators, parents creating educational resources, and PLR sellers who understand how to customize and market content. WHO should skip IT. I would probably skip it if you already have a large, professionally branded kids product catalog. I'd also skip it if you're expecting exclusive content that nobody else can access, and if you're not willing to edit, customize, and market the products yourself. PLR may not be the right business model for you. My honest verdict. So, is Bright Minds Kids Vault worth it? Here's my honest take. The concept is useful. You get a large collection of kids' workbooks across 9 different categories, and the low entry price makes it relatively inexpensive to test. But don't think of it as a magic business in a box. The products still need your branding, positioning, marketing, and possibly additional editing. And because it's PLR, you need to differentiate yourself from other buyers. So if you're already looking for kids' printables or educational products and want a large starting library, Bright Minds Kids Vault could be worth checking out. But if you're expecting instant sales simply because you bought the vault, I wouldn't recommend it. If you found this Bright Minds Kids Vault review helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Smart Launch Reviews for more honest digital product and online business reviews. And if you want to check out Bright Minds Kids Vault, I'll leave the details in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in